Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to BeanTalk episode 3. And what this segment is about is about being the person that you needed then in your past and the one that you need now. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into this. Most of us, if not all of us, have people in our lives that we rely on for a variety of different needs. These needs can be companionship, it can be happiness. These are just a few to name off top, but the reality is that the majority has gone through situations in life where they didn't have these needs met, and it was at a time when they needed it most. And when thinking about these circumstances, you probably have silhouettes of people that come to mind that just weren't there when you needed them. Or maybe you have or are going through events and you said, or you're just saying to yourself, I really just wish I had someone here to reassure me on the situation. Or when I was at my lowest point, it would have just helped me so much if I had someone to say the right things to me, because I really needed someone to lift me up out of my darkness. The reality of these situations is that as much as we want them to, sometimes people are not there when we need them most, or simply we just don't have someone to fill these voids that are empty. To be real with you guys, this Bean Talk it's me talking to you guys in hopes that it sheds light to you on these situations where you do not have the person you need or needed at any time in particular of your life. So let's dig a little bit. Growing up, I had those situations where I just needed someone to just hold me as a child and tell me that some of the most painful situations I went through were actually not those of my control, nor was it something that I was at fault for, and that they were going to stand by me and shield me from, what was going on in my life. There were times where I was put in a very dark place, and, guys, your mind is a machine that never ends. And as the wheels keep churning, the thoughts in the place, I was just only getting darker and darker where I was. And I didn't have the parental guidance I always needed to help me, better process these thoughts. I didn't have the person there to pick me up mentally where I had given up because I couldn't see where I really was anymore. And as an example, me and my father, we have a really good, pretty good relationship now. But, growing up, man, him being around as a child would have had such a dramatic impact on certain events for me. It would have made such a big difference. I want you guys to understand something. In our lives, no one is responsible for giving us our own happiness, and no one can truly make you get over or through situations. And what I mean by that is if you find yourself always sad, or if you're always needing assurance, please understand that no one is responsible for making you mentally get through these obstacles. People can help encourage you, people can help sway you in the right direction, but ultimately the only person who is responsible for adapting and moving onward and forward is you. For example, don't look at your partner or whomever it is and tell yourself that the reason why I'm unable to be happy is because of you. It is their agenda to make you happy, but ultimately you have to convince yourself of whatever circumstances it is that you're going through, that you will make it what you want it to be. You have to set the execution in place to eliminate the doubt and shine your own beacon of light through your darkness. You have to give yourself the love you need when you're not feeling loved. So guys, sometimes you're going to be at your lowest with no one there. Sometimes we don't have the person we need in our lives to push us through our hardest obstacles. And, sometimes we don't get the compassion, love, or warmth that we need when we are alone. When these are the times you face, you have to pick yourself up and be that person to hold yourself up high. You have to push yourself through whatever obstacles come your way. Don't just push yourself through them, conquer them, so you know what the feeling of a successful victory is over what was in your way feels like. You have to understand how to love yourself and generate your own warmth that you crave during that cold walk you're taking alone. The sooner you understand how to appreciate yourself and fuel yourself with what you need to hold yourself together and to prevail through any situation, the closer you are to being the person you've always needed before and now. Understanding who we are and taking in factually what we need to make ourselves better. That is the first step to fueling yourself correctly. So I want you guys to truly understand that you need to be the person that you feel that you need in your life. And if you have times from your past where you didn't have that person there, you have to convince yourself, you have to tell yourself the things that you needed to hear. You have to be that person. Because at the end of the day, the person that's always going to be with you is yourself, regardless of how stable you might feel certain life situations are. You have to develop that relationship with yourself first to make sure that you are who you need in your life and who you need to continue pushing yourself forward. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to BeanTalk episode 3. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next BeanTalk. Later.